welcome to Tūmahi Judy National News. I'm Deanna Gulliver.
And I'm Tūni Kora.
Today we will bring you a special report on the Tarawera River, also known as the Black Drain.
Ngā tororangi of the Te Arawa Waka believed there was an atua in the river due to the abundance of kai to be found. Hence the reason he gave the Tarawera River its original name, Te Awa o Te Atua. Crystal clear water flows down from the lake, cascades off the falls and paints a picture of beauty as it flows between the milling township of Kawerau and Putawaki. 20 years on, the New Zealand government and Fletcher Company built a paper mill on the banks of the Tarawera River. This led to the formation of the Tasman Pulp and Paper Company, now Norske, Skog and Karaholt Harvey. In 1954, Parliament passed the Tasman Pulp and Paper Company Enabling Act and granted the mill a 15-year resource consent to dump effluent waste into the Tarawera River. A series of pipes run underwater, pumping out 30 tonnes a day of platinum cobalt, turning the river black. This includes organochlorides, the effects of which have not been properly identified, and concentrated resin acids, thus creating what has come to be known as the Black Drain.
In 2010, the Environment Court heard an appeal and listened to Tasman's scientific research personnel who said that 150,000 tonnes of pulp or effluent pouring into the river was acceptable. Under the Resource Management Act, there is a clause that permits the dumping of effluents under exceptional circumstances. The court acknowledged that the clause could not be relied upon forever, but still granted another 25 years of consent to the mill. As of today, Environment Bay of Plenty continues to allow Norske Skog to make discharges into the Tarawera River.
He kaupapa tau mahara atu. So Tu, you recently spoke with Regional Councillor member Tipene Ma in regards to the Tarawera River. Kia ha'ana whakaro?
Oh, I did speak to Councillor Mara last week actually, and the appeal group that he was with at the time, one of the things they managed to actually do was to actually stop the sewage from being released into the Tarawera River, which was actually coming from Kawerau itself. He said, although the mill is required to take measures to continue to reduce its output of effluent into the river by 2032, the river itself still won't be clean enough by the end of that consent period, and there was that made the appeal group quite angry.
So did Councillor Ma discuss any noted impacts, from whānau members, hapu, iwi, as a result of them taking water from the lower parts of the Tarawera River?
Well, he spoke more of his own experience, in his time as an employee in the 70s at Tasman, and the fact that he used to come home covered in dust and breathing in that same dust which was coming from the chlorine bleaching stacks, plus also that same dust, literally almost stripping the paint off cars that were parked in the parking lot as well. So, obviously it's got to have some sort of effect. He also mentioned that following his employment at the mill, that when he was part of the protesting group, he tried to actually obtain the health statistics from the DHBs and some of the surrounding DHBs to make comparisons to see if there were any actual recorded statistics about the health of local whānau. But unfortunately the DHBs wouldn't release the information to him.
Kia ora mo tēnā tū, and to Tipene Ma for sharing that information with us. Our local correspondents took to the streets and rivers to ask their thoughts and feelings on the continued dumping of effluent waste into the Tarawera River.
Jeez, that's a long time. Man, that's sort of heartbreaking, really.
20 years. Holy, that's pretty disappointing, really.
I'll be 37.
Will it have gotten worse?
Yeah.
Especially if it's tons, tons of.
I was actually unaware. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
It was they kept it pretty quiet, didn't they?
Yeah.
For a reason.
Yeah, well, it's pollution.
So with me in the studio, I have Hemi Tiki, who is one of our local correspondents or our reporters, who met a couple of whitebaiters. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we spoke to a couple of whitebaiters today, Larissa Renata and Chris Clark. We were down at the river and it's nice and green and not as black as it used to be. So according to Chris, he's also a local environment officer. And there was a time when it used to be paru and smell, but the mill is actually doing its job to clean up the river. Yeah, so he ran some quality tests about 100 metres away from the mill. Scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, it measured a 4 to 5 out of 10. But the further you come down the river, the quality gets better. Around the river mouth here, the water quality is about 8 out of 10. So, local iwi Ngāti Rangitihi, Ngāti Awa, Ngāti Tūwharetoa have a memorandum of understanding with the mill, and they meet monthly for meetings in regards to the Tarawera. He also said that Bill Kerrison is saying that the Tarawera has the healthiest tuna population in the Eastern Bay, and that one of the trips he took up the river, the water was bubbling with mullet around the area of the mill. Yeah. So the mill has 5 wetlands projects that they have funded and oversee maintenance as well. The mill funded a native fish enhancement project by the river mouth, and he would like to see more of these projects up the river so that we're giving more back to the area.
Oh, ka pai.
Yeah.
Okay, they care a little bit, but they don't care enough. Yeah. There is more they could do. They could have a closed system for their water take and that. Yeah.
No, the river's doing very well. As you can see, it's nice and green.
Yeah.
It's not black as they say. It's certainly cleaned up, that much is true. The inhabitants are quite locals. No, they are doing their bit to clean up, but everybody points the finger at the mill. I don't believe it's them. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They are,
but they're trying to do something.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of people point the finger at the mill now. I think it's these coppers.
Yeah.
Ngā mihi nui kia koe hini.
Kia koe hoki.
So although Norske Skog are at the centre of the black drain scandal, it appears that in the eyes of the locals, they are continuing to try to make steps to bring back life into Te Awa o Te Atua. I'm Dee Gulliver, and we leave you now with this rendition of Paradise written by Waimarie Smith.
Life is a breeze like 1, 2, 3, Come on, let's take a dip in the ocean and watch the sunset. Time is precious, that's what we forget. Oh no, it's gone. Hold my hand and raise your glass to life in paradise, paradise. I can take you places people only dream of, but it's all mine, paradise. Can we chill underneath this Bodakawa tree? Life is a breeze like 1, 2, 3, Come on, let's take a dip in the ocean and watch the sunset. Time is precious, that's what we forget. Oh no.